Welcome back, Shalom Aleichem, to this week's installation of a Biselleh Torah. Yitro is the parsha this week. Yitro is the Hebrew for Jethro, who was Moses' father-in-law. And the parsha is named after somebody that not only is not Jewish, but he was Kohen Midyan. He was a priest of Midyan, somebody that dwelt in and taught and believed in the idolatrous practice of his community. And why this parsha is named after him is because he underwent a dramatic transformation late on in his years. So the parsha opens up with these words, Vayishma Yitro, and Jethro heard. What was it that he heard? He heard what happened to Moses, what happened to his daughter, what happened to all the people of Israel. In last week's parsha, we saw that Bnei Israel passed through the waters of the Red Sea on the right and on the left. On the other side, they emerged as free men, free women, as a free community for the first time in hundreds of years. This was a miracle, not just that they were transformed from slaves into free people, but also that the waters allowed them to escape to captivity. And this transformation took place on two different levels. Number one, they passed through the waters, almost like passing through the waters of a mikveh. You go in the waters on one side, you come out on the other side with the sense that you're starting life with a clean slate. So they passed through the waters of the mikveh, and they went in as slaves. They came out as free people with a whole different identity, a whole new different way of thinking and approaching life. And the same thing happens with Yitro. He perceives, having heard what happened to the Jewish people, that everything that he's believed up to this point is wrong. He challenged himself to change something so profoundly embedded in his spirit that he was willing to say words that most of us will never utter. I was wrong. Apologizing for what we believed for such a long time that we place such faith in is an act of great courage and a great amount of ability to be able to transcend our egotistical needs is required in order to say, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to do something and consider something that I've never considered before. And again, it's demonstrative that this change occurred, again, with water. Water, I will remind you, by the way, was the first thing that God really did in the creative process. You remember in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The first thing that God did was he created a division between the upper and lower waters. And the rabbis tell us that this division between the upper and lower waters was demonstrative and that it was, in effect, trying to say to us, I need you to divide the waters as well. I need you to step in to those waters, to wade very deeply, and to come out on the other side with a sense that there's something deeper and something greater and something bigger than everything that I've held as inviolate up until this point. That's the transformation power of a mikveh. And by the way, when God gathered all the waters in the book of Genesis together, the word for gathered together is mikveh. But this Devar Torah is not so much about a mikveh, it's about change. What does it take to transform oneself? I want to charge you with a question. Is it possible that the last time you were in an argument with somebody and they really got your goat, so to speak, they really got you going, is it possible that what really got you angry was the fact that maybe there was a kernel of truth in what they were saying? And if that is possible, how can we translate what we heard as being defiantly against who we are in terms of our identity, and instead question, have I been barking up the wrong tree? Have the things that I've said are sacred to me as my own personal beliefs may be wrongly placed? It takes great courage to do so. One of the things that is a defining characteristic of us as Jews is we argue. And we don't argue because it's a game. We argue because we're supposed to be sharpening the swords of our mind to become open to new possibilities of things that we may not have considered in the past. That takes great courage. It takes great energy, and it takes great courage to admit, am I really right, or am I defending the wrong thing? I want to share with you a story that is related by Rabbi Arthur Green. He talks about living in California, and one day he went to a bookstore and saw words on the top line that read, Scientology does not work. And beneath that, It read, integral yoga doesn't work. And beneath that, Christianity doesn't work. And after going through a whole lot of other things that don't work, the words finally concluded with this, you work. Working at life is not a simple task. It means continually questioning ourselves. Am I right? Am I wrong? And again, I'm going to come back to that very powerful question that I asked just a few moments ago. The next time your dander gets up, the next time you feel like somebody is really, really wrongly placed and they're attacking you and all you want to do is fire all the guns at them, ask yourself how much of what they say could be true and how much of what I am believing needs to be modified. The ability to even ask those questions, regardless of whether you change or not, the ability of asking those questions is what defines us as a true human being. One final thought that I want to leave you with. This is the problem, by the way, in the first chapters of the book of Genesis. It's the problem of Cain and Abel. Because Cain could not articulate any words, all he could feel was the fierce burning anger inside of him. He had no recourse but to kill his brother. Instead of asking himself, what's my part in this? Could I be wrong? Powerful lesson. Shabbat Shalom.